Hare Krishna, my name is Giridhari Das, and this is a special little video I'm doing because of the Olympics and because of a very important event that's attracted the attention of the whole world, which is what happened with Simone Biles in the Olympics. So as you know, Simone Biles, she's considered probably the best gymnast in history, maybe. She's like a super incredible athlete. She's done amazing things, and everybody, the whole world, was shocked to see her now in the Japan Olympics, in the Tokyo Olympics, having to step out to not participate in this so anticipated event, the Olympics, the most important event in the career of an athlete because of mental health issues. So first of all, it's, congratulations to Simone for that. Congratulations to her for one, again, bringing awareness to the topic of mental health. Very important to destigmatize mental health. So it's really great that she does that. Two, great that she had enough self-respect and self-love to observe her mind and know her limits. Because as you know, especially in gymnasts, there are gymnasts who have become crippled by doing those incredible things they do without their minds being properly focused. If you slip up, you can hurt yourself to the point of becoming crippled. So it's very important. She was very smart. She protected her health, her mental health, and she gave us, another worldwide important notice to prioritize mental health and destigmatize mental health issues. So that's great. But let's talk about mental health, because what does that have to do with the Yoga Sutras? Well, it turns out that if you read Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, if you get into yoga, beyond just the asanas, the actual philosophy of yoga, what we're doing here in this channel, you'll see that yoga, there's a very important sutra, Sutra 1-2, the second sutra of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, one of my favorite sutras. And it says simply, very simple, yogas, citta, vrtti, nirodhah. Simple, 4 words. Yoga, citta, mind, vrtti, fluctuations, turnings, movements, nirodhah, control. So what it says is, yoga means to control the fluctuations of your mind. Yoga then, by definition of the Yoga Sutras, base philosophy book of the yoga path, considered after the Bhagavad Gita, the most important philosophical treatise on yoga from 2,000 years ago. And what Patanjali is saying that yoga means to control your mind. What does control your mind mean? It means mental health. Yoga is the path of mental health. Of course, yoga didn't just, it wasn't just a focus on people living this life well. It was like live this life well and then, go beyond, the earth, beyond the gunas, become liberated, go back home, back to Godhead, you become free from reincarnation. So, of course, it has this, ultimate, huge goal. But the path, what's interesting about yoga, what I love about yoga, is that the path to salvation, the path to enlightenment, spiritual freedom, is by having a great life here. And that great life is focused on your mind. That's the great thing about yoga. Yoga says, look, it's all about your mind. Patanjali is saying in this sutra, look, it's just yoga means controlling your mind. And all the things you do about, getting knowledge of transcendence and devotion to God, and all those things, they go through your mind. And if your mind isn't under control, there's no hope for you to do yoga. And there's no hope for you to do the Olympics or anything else, or accounting, or driving a car, or having a family. You can't do anything if you cannot citta, vrtti, nirodhah, if you can't control your mind. It's such an important topic. Because look at Simone, just like amazing abilities, like these amazing DNA, amazing abilities she's developed, thousands of hours. And because her mind wasn't properly tuned, wasn't citta, vrtti, nirodhah, because her mind wasn't in the right place, all that is useless, and she missed this amazing opportunities, rare, 5 years waiting for another Olympics. Such a rare opportunity. Today she got a bronze. But, she could have gotten so many gold medals. because she has that ability, but her mind wasn't there. So if your mind isn't there, helping you. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, verses 5 and 6, your mind can be your very best friend, or Krishna says it can be your worst enemy. And we know this, we experience this, right? I mean, you've experienced this, I've experienced this. So just see how important yoga is. Yoga has to be much more popular, much more understood. People have to invest much more in yoga because everything else will not work if your mind isn't well trained. Even if you're not into the final aspects of yoga, let's say the mystical aspects of yoga, transcendence and liberation from the gunas, kaivalya, even if you're not interested in that spiritual part of yoga. But learning to control your mind, understanding this yoga path, thousands and thousands of years, thousands of practitioners doing this for millennia, all having success, by regulating their habits and their diets, and of course, techniques like meditation and mindfulness and focus on dharma, on purpose, and so many techniques, so many things the yoga path has to offer. Of course, Bhagavad Gita explains this. I explain this in my book, The 3T Path. There's so many different fronts. I call them avenues of perfection in the yoga path. And all these lead to mental health. All these lead to citta, vrtti, nirodhah, for you to be able to control your mind, cleanse your mind, have your mind become your best friend. So it's a very important topic. And, if you can't control your mind, you can't be yourself, Patanjali says in the next sutra after this one. You can't be yourself. You won't become yourself. He says, if you do that, then you can be yourself. So you can't be the best of you. You can't do what you have to do. You can't fulfill your mission. You can't do the Olympics. You can't do accounting. You can't drive. You can't have a family. You can't do anything if you don't have citta, vritti, nirodhah, control of your mind. So that's it for today. That's what I wanted to tell you. And again, thoughts and prayers to Simone and to all the athletes having to deal with so much stress, so much competition. It's very difficult, very high levels of yoga necessary to have your mind focused. So congratulations to all of them who've managed to overcome these huge hurdles, and success to all of them. I wish them all well. And to you, think about it. Think about how important yoga is for your life, for your progress, for your own goals and objectives. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.